Hello, Cherries. Welcome to Live Cherry Sunday, episode 147. And in today's video, I'm going to show you how to play a mean blues guitar solo using the CAGED system. And this is really, really cool because this CAGED system is really awesome. And I just want to say hello to my friend Ozman here in the chat. As usual, I'll put a time stamp in the description from when I get right to the lesson, which will be very soon. But first, I just want to say hello and happy Sunday morning to Mr. Ozman. I'll give you a round of applause. Thanks for joining me here today on this Sunday, episode 147. How you feeling today? Hopefully you got your coffee, you're drinking something. I know it's beer o'clock somewhere. Still drinking the morning brew here. Very early morning brew. I think I need to warm it up. So let's see, Ozman, what kind of guitars did you use in the video Vampires? Oh, that was my my Guild Starfire 4 that I had. I don't have that anymore. But thanks for bringing that up. Very cool. Thanks for checking out Vampires. All right, Paul. Give you a round of applause. He's drinking Coors. That's the Coors, man. But I wish I still had that Guild Starfire 4. Unfortunately, I sold it. I was going through a rough time with no money, lots of guitars. I had to let one go, and that's the one. That's the one that got away. I called that guitar London because I bought it, and I did a tour through London with that guitar. It was a semi-hollow body. I figured I needed a guitar that was like I could play acoustically and electrically. So let me know if you can hear my guitar and everything. All right. So we're going to be doing some really fun stuff today. We're going to do a blues in A using the CAGED system. We'll play it in a few different positions, but I just did basically 5 lives, with the exception of last week, of the CAGED system where I did C, A, G, E, D, and it's based off of these shapes, the CAGED system, where it's like a C chord, an A chord, a G chord, an E chord, and a D chord. But they're all going to be the A, for starters, the A chord, D chord, E chord, in a blues, 12-bar blues progression. But we'll use the chord shapes from the CAGED system. Like for A, this is an E shape because here's an E chord. You just bring it up here, slide it up. Then you have an A chord, but with this E chord shape. And we go to the 4 chord, play like this. That's a D chord, but it's got a chord shape. Because you hear it playing A chord here, right? You slide that all the way up to the D position. It's the same shape. Good morning, all. Good morning, Scott Olson. Happy Sunday to you. Give you a round of applause. So, and then we go to the 5 chord, E, right here. We're going to use the C chord shape. So you know what a C chord down here. If you take the same shape, slide up to E, you have this. So it's really, really, really cool. And over these 3 shapes, you have an E shape, you have an A shape, and you have a C shape. And that's your blues progression right there, right? Check it out. Here's the progression. Play the A chord. But you can play an A7. Here's the D with the A chord shape. A7, back to A. A7, E, E7, or D, E7, A, A7. So that is pretty cool. right there, right? You think? So it's kind of cool to look at these shapes. I don't know if you do that already. Let me know here in the comments if you look at these as shapes or that's just the way you play the progression. Because a lot of times you could play this this A, and a lot of people when they're playing the blues, they'll take the same A shape and they'll bring it up to here and play the A shape over the D, back to the A, then play the E shape over the E chord, which is totally cool. Same shape here. D7 chord, or A, A7, E7, D7, A. All right. So, it's really cool if you know that. Hiya, Osman. Hopefully you're having a great Sunday so far. Thanks for spending a little time with me here. We go live every Sunday. If you're enjoying this video so far, click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell for notifications. Ding, 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 ding. And we'll start off with, we'll play the minor pentatonic over each chord shape. So here's the minor pentatonic here. What's cool about learning the pentatonic scale over each shape is that they're all a little bit differently. They're all a little bit different. Excuse me. But once you know them in this position, the A shape, once you go to the D shape, it's the same thing. When you go to the E, same thing. But instead of going up to the 4 chord here and the 5 chord here, we're going to go this way. We're going to go vertically. So the 5 chord is going to be in this position, which is an A shape. And just like you learned the pentatonic over the E shape, you can learn the pentatonic over the A shape, which is like this. So no matter where you play the chord, you can go back up to A here, and it's the same fingering, the same note, same pattern over the A. So if I'm an A over here, it's the same thing as this. Same thing, but it's up here. Might want to play it up there. You can play it everywhere. Excuse me. And then when you go to the 5 chord, instead of going up here, you play that minor pentatonic in this position. Well, first of all, that D, that was the 4th position of the pentatonic positions out of 5. And over the 5, over the C, it goes like this, E minor pentatonic. That. Yeah. Pretty cool riff, huh? It's getting a little carried away, but once I hear that, come up with lots of cool riffs with the pentatonic scale. So that's really the 3rd position of the E. Back to the D. Back to the A. Excuse me. And some aqua. My DU, Disco Limited cup. Scott Olson. I was using the CAGED system for years before I knew what it was. It just sounded logical to my virgin ears. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Like I said before too, I've used it too forever, but I never really quite knew what it was. Kind of like you, Scott. And but I didn't know it, and I still don't. I didn't know it complete. Like I saw shapes. Like, you know, you always would find yourself playing, you know, different positions and different, like, playing an E up here, or an E here, or there. Different stuff like this, but I didn't know that it was part of something larger to get the whole overall shape of things. So it's really cool. So and so let's jam ahead. Actually, if you want this backing track here that I have too, just send me an email at info@jerrycherry and I'll shoot it right over to you. But let's play a little bit of the minor pentatonic over these chords here. Now, one thing I want to point out is that when you go to the 4 chord, and you play this D minor pentatonic, you really want to take the minor third, and micro bend it up, because it is a major chord here. And if you play that minor note, it doesn't really sound that good over there. You can get away with it a little bit more on the 1 chord and the 5 chord, like here. And over the 5. But I'm still micro bending a little bit up on. And then going to the major third of the 1 chord. So I'm micro bending it up. Actually, I'm not even micro bending. I'm doing a half step bend. A micro bend is kind of like just a little bit. Hopefully you're following me so far. Jeffrey Boyle. Good to see you. Love your profile pic there too. Give you a round of applause. So, check out what I mean here. I'll put on the different cam so you can see that too as well. A little bigger. The big screen. Check it out. The A minor pentatonic. D minor. So, hopefully you're catching on to that. Scott Olson. It's just nice to know there was some reasoning there. I wasn't sure if what I was doing was orthodox, so to speak. Okay. I guess just as long as it sounds good. That's all that really matters, right? As long as you're in tune. So check my tuning a little bit more here. So hopefully you're following a little bit where I'm getting at with this, with these shapes. Yeah. just a minor pentatonic position. Actually, that was the blues scale. It was this position. Blues scale. So trying to stick to these shapes because they're movable, and the more licks you know in these shapes, I think the better off you are. So when I get to this shape, it's kind of tricky over this E. So different things I could play is this the minor E minor pentatonic. You could also do the little micro bend here. I did right there over the 5 chord. I put a tritone substitution. Instead of the E7, you could do this tritone, flat 5, and play the same dominant chord here. So you play a B flat 7. I know it's getting ahead of ourselves, but it sounds pretty cool. Back to the 1 chord. And over that you can play. Crazy, huh? All right. Hopefully you're enjoying this. If you are, hit that like button. Ring the bell for notifications. Subscribe to the channel. All that groovy stuff. You're awesome for hanging out with me on Football Sunday. We'll be done before the game. Don't worry. All right. Ozman. My man Ozman. Being self-taught, I was just experimenting with how to finger the chords differently. Then found out later that it was the CAGED system. Yeah, interesting. You know, I really didn't even know that there was a term for it until maybe a year or so ago. Or maybe longer. I have no concept of time as far as when I first acknowledged certain things. But when I saw it, I thought, okay, I got to find out what this is all about, you know. And turns out, just like you, that, you know what it is because you've been playing and you kind of recognize the patterns on the neck. But the fact that they actually put it together and called it something, it's cool. I mean, when I was growing up, I never heard of such a thing, this CAGED system thing, you know. I mean, I wish I would have. It would have been very helpful to know, to see these chord shapes. And when I play this lick here, now if I'm up here, I know it's the same. I could play the same lick. So, having some fun with that. So, now, another thing you could do over this is instead of the pentatonic, is play arpeggios. Dominant 7th arpeggio basically covers the shell of this A7 chord in this E shape right here. Check it out. Root, 3rd, 5th, 7th, root, 3rd, 5th, 7th, root, 3rd. And over the 4 chord, D, same arpeggio, but over the D. Put on the other camera so you can see it a little bit better. Here's the A again. D, the 4 chord. And over the 5 chord. Over the D. So those are the shell scales of the 3 chords. And you don't have to play them like that, where it sounds just like arpeggios, but with that, you could play any one of these notes over the chord. And they'll sound good. Check it out. That's the way to use arpeggios. One way to use the arpeggios over that. All right. I'll try to pronounce your name here, my man. Akilsh. Hirameth. Akilsh. 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 I'm sorry, I'm trying my best. But what model Les Paul is this? Well, this is actually fairly new. It's actually this year's model. And 2023 Les Paul Standard. And it's a 50s type. You know, it's got a 50s neck on it. Humbuckers. And that's standard. Les Paul Standard, 50s. And 2023. And I'm digging it. You know? I'm liking the sound. I like it. I like the Les Paul. Get a little carried away. I love this front pickup here. Getting a little carried away here. All right, so let's see. Actually, I skipped one. Let me go back here to the Ozman. Thanks to Cherries' lessons how to construct chords, I have a better understanding of how Queensryches. I know. Didn't you ask me about that a while back about some Queensryche stuff? And I love Queensryche. Operation Mindcrime. It's great. I mean, going way back to the Rage for Order and the EP that they had, and just love it all. Jerry, did you have a lesson on mixing major and minor pentatonics? I'm sure there's one. There's a lot of them actually in there. I have to look one up and see what the number was, the lesson number. Like today's number 147. And are you running through an amp? Or are you running through an IR? Actually, I am. I'm running through the Iridium, just like you said. It is the Iridium. And so basically right now, it's just the Iridium. This clean sound. Kick on this Nobles pedal, and what's cool about the Iridium is that it allows you to hook up a pedal board right before it's. I mean, the Iridium's just the Iridium. It's obviously going into my interface as well. I have a Apollo twin interface with a plug-in preamp, all that stuff. That's one aspect. Then you have the Iridium, which is giving the sound. But what's cool about this Iridium is it kind of allows you to hook up pedals to as well, so I can kick on the distortion box. And it sounds pretty decent. This is the Nobles pedal. Sometimes I'll kick on my Hot Tone Blues pedal along with it. Look what that does. Look without it. With it. This gives a little bit more overdrive, a little more sustain. And of course, delay as well. Delay kicking on there as well. So, all right. All right, so now, mixing up the minor pentatonic and these arpeggios are very helpful as well. Start off with a little So, check it out. We can go up to the next position here, too. Instead of playing down here, let's go up here. Playing A, but in the A chord shape. So, over the 1 chord, you're going to play the same position as you did over the D, over the 4 here. It's the same position, or the same shape. R. And over the 4, you have this D right here. Check it out. The D chord is going to be actually over the D shape here. Back to the A shape. So the D pentatonic would be kind of like this right here, at the second position. Which is really just an F major pentatonic. And then over the E, you're here in the 1 position right here of the E. Oops. Over the A. So over the progression, it's like this. Now watch over the E. So, thank you very much. Thank you very much. So we're having a good time here today, playing different positions. And lovely playing. Lovely. Thank you very much. Very, very, very kind of you. So I don't really have too many charts here to explain these positions, but you know what? I'm going to have them a little bit later. Usually what I do is I create a short Instagram and TikTok and Facebook Reel video from this, where I squash this whole lesson down to 1 minute and I put it up on there. So if you're not following me there, check it out. I think it's the Jerry Cherry on Instagram. And there I'll have all the charts, actually. By that time, I'll have all the charts. So send me an email. Let me know if you want this backing track. I'll send it to you. And the graphics, which I will get to. And it's basically just going to be the fingerings to all these positions. Or up here. Then the E up here. The A down here. Or the D position up here. Metallica, doesn't it? Somewhere along there. Scott Olson. My songwriting has improved immensely since tuning into Jerry Week. Thank you very much. That is so cool. That's really what this is all about. You know, it's not about burning through solos all the time. It's about just kind of learning music. Hopefully, you're getting more out of this than just picking up a couple of scales and stuff like that. But the fact that you can use this in your songwriting, you know, chords that are pick out certain positions like this. You see the way the relationships. This notes how this the seventh of the one chord goes into the third of the four chord. That's an altered scale over the 5 chord. Blends right nicely to the 1-2. So that's another scale you could play over this C shape right here. So over the 5, instead of playing the minor pentatonic, that's the one you can play this altered scale. Really cool, because in these positions you learn every scale in these 5 shapes. CAGED, C-A-G-E-D. If you could learn every scale over this A, every scale over the A, with the different shapes, A shape or this shape, pretty bad. Pretty bad to the bone. We'll say that. All right. Okay. So let's see some of his comments. Scott, Jerry has taught me quite a bit. Well, thank you very much. I've learned quite a bit from being here with you guys on Sunday as well. So I've been saying I should be teaching, not just on here. That is so cool. I just enjoy it, you know. I really don't know all that much, you know, but I do know that I know more than some people. So hopefully helping those some people is paying off, which it is, because I really find this, I love doing it. Let's put it that way. I wouldn't be doing it every Sunday for 147 episodes in a row if I didn't, obviously. Thank you, Scott. Looking for Crossroads. Hello there. Something like that. I know that's just wrong, but we'll learn that one day. So, all right. So where do we got to go? Where do we go from here? So we did the minor pentatonic over the one chord, over the four. Just be careful to make sure you micro bend that. See, over the one, you don't have to do it as much. So playing a minor third over a major chord, but over the D, that might don't sound as good. You gotta major right there, right? Over the E. Minor third. Same thing with the D. Over the E. Really kind of playing with the thirds. Here's the major third. Altered scale there at the end. Having some fun here. It's Sunday. We're playing guitar. Where else would you like to be? All right. So I guess we're going to wrap it up here pretty soon. Any questions about any of this stuff, please let me know. And any ideas for any future lessons next week? Be here I'm here live every Sunday at 12 o'clock noon Eastern time. And except when I'm not. So I'll take a second here to just maybe talk about my guitar course. And I'm actually working on adding some new videos to it, but there's 6 videos in it. 2 videos on fretboard memorization where I teach an easy way to learn the fretboard. A couple videos on the circle of fifths where in that circle lies all of music, how to build chord progressions, so helpful. And then there's some videos on the blues where that's where all your soul and feel comes from, you know, bending strings and vibrato and all that stuff. And there's backing tracks and charts. So check that out when you get a chance. I would appreciate that. I'll put a link at the top of the description for that. So what do you got? Pedal order. Yeah. Oh, okay. So for lesson idea, turnarounds. Yeah, that's a good idea for, I mean, I don't really know too many. There's lots of them you could do. One of the basic ones that I do all the time is this one. Then I go down to here. And that's just playing the 1, the 7, the 1/7 chord, and then to the 4. Then you play diminish. So you got to the 5 chord, and here's that tritone substitution right there. There's all kinds of turnarounds like that, but my favorite one is. And you get solo thinking about it going. So you're thinking of the chord, the A, the 7th, A, diminish, 5th. If you wanted to get real jazzy or fancy, you know, like, I don't even know what I'm doing right there. Just that altered over the 5. So definitely a cool thing about that. We could do a thing on turnarounds as well. Thank you, Scott. Pedal order for sure is a great idea there, because the pedal order does matter. You know, I mean, whether you have distortions before the effects or vice versa, what order of distortions. I always like to look at it like an amplifier. Like if you have an amp, what would you plug in, the order going into the amp? Of course, you probably want to use distortion box first, or, you know, you can go with the effects first. I mean, it's just going to sound different. And it's the same thing with the digital setup going into the computer. The computer's kind of like the end all. It's like the amplifier, so the pedals have to line up properly going into that as well. So that's a good idea as well. Paul Murrow. What sucks is the copyrights. You can't. Some things people would like to hear. Yeah, I'm not too concerned about that. Like I do guitar solos, some famous guitar solos, and you know, you get copyright claims, but that's really to be expected. You know, they deserve it. Like if I cover a Van Halen solo, you know, if any ad revenue comes, you know, I get a copyright claim. All that means is that they're going to monetize everything that, you know, that I do on that, you know, which they should, because it's their music anyway. You know, if I play a Van Halen guitar solo and people come to the video and they watch it, if there's any ads or any money that's made on it, it'll go right to the artist, and deservedly so, because it's their material. What really kind of bites sometimes is that if they take down the video because of a copyright claim or something, which they rarely do, but there are some that do it, that they don't want you using their material for whatever reason. So it's crazy. It's a double-edged sword, Paul. I agree with you. As someone whose income is derived from publishing. I don't want to lose anything either. So yeah, so that's very, very cool. I totally get it. You know, I'm a songwriter myself. I have a couple of records out, and I do make a little bit of money from my music as well, and the publishing side of it, and things like that. So I totally understand it. But I'm totally cool with people using it, my music, you know, as long as they ask first for permission. All right, so definitely thank you very much for the ideas for lessons. I'll definitely put that on the list and get to it. And you guys are my favorite peeps, so I should do that. I should be top of the list. Should be on the front burner, you know. So, all right, I think we covered everything here today. You know, I'm gonna have some graphs a little bit later on when I do my IG video. Like I said, if you want this backing track, just email me at info@cherry. Then I'm gonna send out some graphs showing the arpeggios. And up here. I'm off the rails today. Another fabulous Sunday. Well, thank you very much. Thank you, Scott Olson. Thanks for hanging out with me here today. Scott and Paul and Ozman. Looking for Crossroads. You guys are all awesome. Thank you so much for tuning in. Akilish. All you new peeps coming out here, join me for a little bit here today. Every Sunday we do this. Please leave messages in the comments if there's anything, you have any questions about any of this stuff. Email me for the free backing track that I created, so don't worry about copyright claims. You could use that in your videos, this music, and or in your practices, and get better, have fun with it, and really appreciate you spending some time with me here on a Sunday. So enjoy the rest of your Sunday, for sure, the rest of your weekend. Have a great week. I do have another video of the CAGED system that I'll put up right there for your playing enjoyment purposes. Have a great week. Have a great weekend. I love yous. Be cool. Be kind. Be cherry. And I'll see you in the next video. Love you guys. Peace.